Time's up!
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Venusaur in Masters Rank. Dude, this Pokemon is so much fun to play, I swear. This amount of damage that he does early game with Solar Beam, let alone late game with Solar Beam, just shaves off, entire teams. It's a lot of fun. We got ourselves Machop down here in the bot lane going with Eldergross, I think the name of the Pokemon is. I always forget. Got Snorlax and Scorbunny going in the top lane. And I'm taking jungle this game. I typically like to take jungle as Bulbasaur or Venusaur, whatever you want to call me right now. Now, it's not the quickest. For example, like generally speaking, I can get out of the jungle around like 9:20. And sometimes with Bulbasaur, it's like 9:10, 9:12. Like I'm trying to min-max, like I really am, to be honest, between different items and different abilities and what have you. Like if you come out of the gate and you Razor Leaf the Lillipup, it takes a lot longer to kill it, opposed to you sitting there just auto-attacking it. Like, if that makes sense. If you auto-attack it, you kill it quicker than if you would for Razor Leaf, blah, blah, blah. But I noticed as soon as you pick up Sludge Bomb, your clears become a lot faster. But it's nowhere as near as quick as, like, Greninja or, even Zahora is a little bit quicker. Charizard's a little bit faster. I think the quickest jungle that I possibly can do right now is probably Greninja and Absol. They deal the most damage in the early game, especially when it comes to jungle clears, in my experience. Now, the ganks with Bulbasaur out of the jungle is very, very good. Especially if you come out with like more than half your HP, give or take, and you're here when bees spawn. The way I typically do this is I look at my lane matchups, right? So you got a Scorbunny and a Snorlax in the top lane. That's a decent lane to go up to and try to help them get bees because you have a Snorlax up there. Now, this is not assuming the Snorlax is, going to be awful or what have you. You just assume it's a Snorlax and you should be safe. So I went top to secure bees opposed to going bot lane because bot lane is losing to a Gible and I don't understand how this is possible. Like, I don't. Like, I love the Pokemon. I'm not going to hype Gible up. He's awful. So I don't get how they're losing to a Gible in bot lane. But it is what it is, man. I guess it happens. So I do take my time. And I move around the jungle and I get my farm early game. Before I can just go around and bully people. Now down here, you have a Chansey and a Gible. And you're playing Bulbasaur. You might as well come down here and do whatever you feel like doing. Because they're not going to be able to get on top of you. They're not going to be able to kill you in that aspect. You do a lot of poke. Especially with the Eldergross backing you up with movement speed and HP. It's pretty nice. So again, I try to be where you need to be when bees spawn. That way your team can get more experience. You can get the more Pokeballs. It's just the best way to do things. If you're playing the jungle and you guys miss out on the first bee spawn and the enemy side gets that bee spawn, typically speaking, your lane is behind now. And you don't want that. Because the last thing you want is your top lane or your bot lane invading your jungle, taking your red and or blue buff or core fishes or whatever. When you need that little bit of experience to hit level 9 before Dreadnought. You know what I mean? I don't know what Talonflame's doing. Like, I don't get it. I mean, we all know I play Talonflame at the end of the day. Like, I don't see Talonflame that often, but when I do see Talonflame, they're either really, really good or do things that are questionable like that. Like, I don't get it. I guess I'm so used to using Fly opposed to, what's it called? Like, I think it's Brave Bird. I'm pretty sure. I think it's probably wrong. But it's just because little clips like this here, you can just, if he had Fly, he might have been able to secure Dreadnought here. But he doesn't. So it is what it is. I'm trying to put myself in a position where my team was working on Dreadnought. So I'm trying to be between Dreadnought and the enemy team just to zone a little bit. because I am level 9 or level 10 at the time. I did have an ultimate in case we needed to use it. Now again, I do play solo queue, so I don't know what my team's going to do. But at the same time, if things came down to it, I'd have to pop an ult so we can get Dreadnought. I'm going to do it. They needed 7 Pokeballs left to capture this point, man. That felt bad. But look how much damage Solar Beam just does. It just chunks HP. It's really, really nutty. And they're still here. Like, go home. You're drunk, man. Talonflame just got deleted. I don't know what happened to his HP. He just went bye-bye. But with that whip right there on Blissey, that's all because I use Scope Lens. I try to tell you guys, crit damage, crit percent, crit items, they're really, really good. Especially on that third auto attack. Like, I just sit down, essentially. Like, she wasn't getting back up. Now, I make the mistake of coming back in here and trying to help her out, instead of just going back and farming. But, because I put myself in a situation where the enemy team could come down and collapse on us, and they do. But your boy wasn't going down like that. No. Like, the damage, again, from Solar Beam, ain't no joke, guys. Ain't no joke. Look at that. Nuts. Pick up all triple kills there. Machamp gets double in top lane, so we all know like the enemy team is dead now. They're deleted, which is good. This was questionable. I figured that she was like kind of salty because she died, so she tried to come over and take my jungle buff. So I'm not sure what was going on, but it is what it is. She ended up taking blue. Now, for those of you that don't know what jungle buffs are and why they're so important on junglers and/or your carries, it's not like League of Legends where blue buff gives you mana cooldown and mana cooldown, while red buff does added true damage and like a little burn tick. It's not like that. No, blue buff allows you to deal more damage to the jungle monsters or to the monsters within the game, whereas red buff does give you a slow. But that's pretty much it. It's not drastically a big difference. Whereas on here, you need them just to do clears and just to be able to secure kills. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you have to let it happen just because at the end of the day, like, what are you going to do? Your support walks up, takes your jungle buffs. It's just like, okay. You lose out on EXP, they put you behind. And I think that's the downside about playing this game so far. Like, considering we're on a time crunch, it's not like you can sit down and you play like a Smite or a League game. You're there for like 30, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Like every little mistake or every little team play you guys do can give you a win and or a loss. On here, you're literally playing on time. So when someone walks around and follows you and takes your jungle camps, i.e., it's like you get into a game and you call jungle and someone else calls jungle, and then the third person calls jungle, you can look up and see that your picture on the icon, where like when you choose your role, you can see yourself being placed first in the jungle queue, if that makes sense. So that means you called it first, but it doesn't matter because the other teammates are going to follow you, because guess what? They want jungle. So when things like that happen and they get into a game and they're taking your experience, keep in mind, you're on a time crunch. It takes time for every one of these camps to respawn. So every camp that's not respawned, every time you're walking around not gaining experience, you're putting yourself behind. And some teammates don't realize that. They're just like, oh, I died. Just because of you, I'm going to take all your jungle camps. That sucks, dude. And there's nothing much we can really do about it, besides just try to enjoy Pokemon. Like, don't get frustrated about it, because you literally can't do anything. You just got to try your best, man. That's all you can do in that aspect. Now, I won't lie. I was kind of, like, curious on how to get around this Zapdos fight here, because everyone was down here and I didn't want to just walk in and try to, assert dominance, because I don't know what my teammates are going to do, like I said. And Zapdos is one of those situations where as soon as it spawns, this is where the game either win or you lose. And surprisingly enough, as you can see, my team's actually like following around and going together, which is really kind of awkward because that doesn't normally happen all the time. That whip though, like 1200 damage on the Zapdos whip, crazy. Now this was also questionable. It is what it is. It's always fun to Talonflame Unite move a whole group of team, or whole team. It's always fun to do that. But like I said, Venusaur is, I think he's a jack of all trades. I don't necessarily think he's like an S rank. I think he can be an S rank when he's played correctly inside of a decent team group. Now, in a solo queue, it's a lot harder to do that because at the end of the day, like I said, you know what you're going to do as a player, but you don't know what your teammates are going to do. So when you're sitting here trying to snipe before you go in, because you want to play Venusaur as a poke. You don't want to sit here and be like, head first. You know what I mean? You want to play as a poke. So if you're going to whittle a team down with solar beams before Dreadnought, it's so much better than just going head on. You know what I mean? I did get caught out here. I don't know what I was trying to do. I was trying to be slick about it. But, yeah. I forgot his little dash. Because remember, Talonflame was kind of irrelevant in this game. And I was at that point where I was like, I do a lot of damage. You know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is. He got caught. It's fine. But hopefully you guys do enjoy playing Venusaur as of late. Like I said, he's a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. If you try to get jungle, just remember to try to kite the jungle buffs around the backside. That way they don't do damage to you. If you try to get into a lane with Venusaur, try to get partnered up with a decent support or someone who's aggressive. That way you can sit here and get the farm. But hey, this has been Pawse Plays. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and head out and get ready for work. I'll catch you guys in a little bit.